Hey there, YouTube. You still mad at me? Look, I'm gonna make a video replying to all your comments. I got a lot of comments. Got a lot of new subs to the channel, so I appreciate that. Like 700 subs in the past week or so. So, thank you. But God, yeah, I took a lot of heat for that Gennady Golovkin, Darby and Checo fight. A lot of support, a lot of heat, whatever. Either way, we're gonna address your comments. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. But anyway, today I want to talk about Canelo Kovalev. Okay, let's put it into let me back up a little bit and give you guys know the history. But okay, Sergay Kovalev, he's on HBO, right? And we know the old school HBO. We're talking Jim Lampley, Max Kellerman, Roy Jones. They could hype up a fence post, right, and put it on their pound for pound list. I mean, seriously. So people are telling me, well, Kovalev, he's a hype job. He's a HBO or an ex HBO hype job. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm buying that. I don't know if I believe it. Now back then, Canelo Alverez was being sold or marketed, whatever. He was the little guy, right? Moving up to middleweight, but couldn't really make middleweight, although he rehydrated at a lightweight or at a light heavyweight, fought at a catch weights, but couldn't make middleweight, but fought Julio Cesar Chavez at a 164-pound catchweight. Very confusing. So that's kind of where these guys are coming from, and now they're here. Here we are. So it's very confusing. It is. So, I have to remember a lot of you guys are new to the channel, so I have to kind of, I got to explain a few things. So basically, okay, I'm thinking we got two fights, right? We got Canelo, Gennady Golovkin, two fights. I think that is the best gauge that we can use when we're thinking about how Sergey Kovalev and Canelo is going to play out, right? It's got to be. It's one of I think the top three ways to look at the fight, or gauges, measuring sticks, whatever, call it that triangle theory, whatever you want to do. But I think looking at how Canelo handled the power of Gennady Golovkin kind of tells you how he can handle Kovalev's power, right? Because I thought Canelo handled Golovkin's power pretty well. He didn't get knocked out, he didn't get knocked down, he was possibly hurt a few times in especially the first fight. So I think he's going to be able to handle the power, decent. But the question is, well, wait a minute, we'll back up. Who hits harder, Kovalev or Gennady Golovkin, right? And right now, if I had to guess, I would probably say Kovalev hits harder, or has that, just that natural ability for power, that God gift, the power. I would say Kovalev, right? Because I think Gennady Golovkin, it's kind of fading. I mean, and I've even heard a lot of you out there talking about that, how Triple G's power is fading. So I don't know. I believe it's the more dangerous fight. And leave your comment below. I mean, I would really, really like to hear what you guys have to say about that. Who is the more dangerous opponent right now for Canelo? Is it Kovalev or Gennady Golovkin? I believe it's Kovalev, and I believe Kovalev possesses the more power, in my opinion. So we could talk about that. We could talk about Daniel Jacobs, right? Again, triangle theory. Golovkin fought Jacobs and Canelo fought Jacobs. So, if we're going to use Golovkin to measure Kovalev, it's confusing, yes it is, but another day at the office for Canelo. I don't think Canelo had any real problem, with Daniel Jacobs. So, and the jab. I want to talk about the jab. Let's get into the actual fight, the jab, okay? Kovalev, I mean, man, that jab, I watched this video earlier, and it was nothing but like 3 or 4 minutes of Kovalev throwing the jab. I mean, this is a world-class jab. He'll use it as a rangefinder, as a distraction, to set up punches, to set traps, of course, to cause damage. I think he even knocked down Anthony Yard with that jab, I believe. And another important thing I want to talk about with Kovalev is the power and the respect. He needs to get the respect of Canelo early. I mean, early in the fight. We're talking round 2, round 3. Canelo needs to fear, or at least respect, that power. Make him think twice about jumping in and out of the pocket. Think about this. When do boxers get caught? Especially really good boxers. So they get caught jumping in and out of the pocket, right? Or trading. So, I want to see Canelo a little bit leery, a little bit hesitant to trade with Kovalev, along with that jab, the range, and things like that. These are things I'm going to be looking for on fight night, and I think those two things, will severely benefit Kovalev. And of course, with Canelo, you got the body work, right? Look, everyone talks about Kovalev like he's the Amir Khan of the body shot world, right? I mean, when has he really been hurt to the body other than Andre Ward? I mean, that was like followed by excessive low blows and things like that. I mean, again, leave it in the comment box below, because I just don't recall, Kovalev being like this big, I don't know, are having a big problem with taking shots to the body, unless I'm crazy. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking back to like, the Bernard Hopkins fight, the Caparello fight, two with Andre Ward, Yard, even with Elder Alvarez. I mean, did Alvarez hurt him to the body? Possibly. I know he knocked him the hell out. I know that happened, but he came back and avenged that loss. So, yeah, but anyway. The body work is going to be very important. I think Canelo also, he needs to disrupt Kovalev, because look, when Kovalev, in my mind, not in my mind, it's a fact. When he gets in a rhythm, he's very dangerous. I mean, Kovalev is incredibly dangerous when he gets in. He like goes into another gear, and I think if he gets into that gear, it's going to be a lot of trouble for Canelo. Very dangerous. So, again, Canelo's got to disrupt the rhythm of Kovalev, because Kovalev, he's one of those, rhythmatic. Is that a word? Rhythmatic fighters. He gets into a rhythm, and that's when he's dangerous. And like I said, the trading in and out of the pocket, exchanging, things like that. Canelo needs to be afraid to exchange with Kovalev, and I don't really see that happen. There might be a moment or two, especially later on the fight when Kovalev's power is kind of diminishing. That the acid is building up their arms, and the arms are heavy, and they can't really hit us. Maybe then, Canelo might trade, but I doubt we're going to see him trading early on. So get that respect early. Put some respect on it. That's what he needs to do early. So, but yeah, and I was thinking about this too with Canelo. I mean, we know he's only had I think 1, 2, 3, I believe 3 knockouts since like 2016. Liam Smith, Rocky Fielding, and Amir Khan. I mean, can you even give him credit for that? And Kovalev, he's had 3 TKOs in his last 5 fights. So, I don't know. I just don't really see what everybody's talking about, how, he's this washed up bum that Canelo's going to just blow right through. Of course, we know, like I said, knocked the hell out by Elder Alvarez, right? But, questionable TKO from Andre Ward, right? So I don't know. You tell me. What am I missing? What am I getting wrong here? I don't see how this is just such a cherry pick, such an easy win. So, his only other loss was a unanimous decision against Andre Ward. So, and I believe that was a robbery. So, Canelo, we know, younger, faster, more experienced, excellent body puncher. Kovalev, size advantage, reach, blah, 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 blah. It boils down to who shows up on fight night, who can execute their plan on fight night, who can rise to the occasion on fight night. And it's not going to be easy for either guy. Not for it's going to look, whoever wins, they're going to have to go through hell to win. And I truly believe that. So, I mean, but my early prediction would probably be Canelo by decision, right? Because in my mind, fact again, I keep saying my mind. The fact of the matter is, he needs to survive, in order to get the gift decision, right? That's all you got to. If Canelo can make it to round 12, he'll get the decision. I mean, seriously, that's all he's got to do. So, and I believe he's experienced enough to make it 12 rounds in order to get that decision. So, but make no mistake, this is an incredibly dangerous fight for Canelo. Anything is possible. If I woke up the next day after the fight, if I didn't see the fight, and someone told me Canelo got knocked the hell out, I wouldn't be surprised. Would you? I really would. So once again, I don't understand why so many people are criticizing the matchup. I think it's probably the best of 2019, and it is. I mean, show me a bigger fight. Maybe Andy Ruiz and Joshua. Okay, so but it's at least a top 3, and I think it's gonna look. I think it's probably gonna be maybe like fight of the year. It's gonna be a hell of a fight. I'm telling you guys. Am I being naive? Right? Is this just another brilliant cherry pick from Golden Boy, and they got me fooled? Right? Am I giving Kovalev too much credit? Am I missing something? Is it right in front of my face and I can't see it? You guys tell me. So I don't think I'm being naive. But like I said, this just might backfire on Canelo. This is a dangerous move. It could be an epic disaster. I don't think it's another like Pacquiao, Oscar De La Hoya situation. I don't even think it's like a Canelo Cotto situation. I think this is incredibly dangerous for Canelo. I gave you guys a few thoughts I had about the jab. I truly believe that's going to be a deciding factor in the fight. And I think Canelo, I don't think he's going to be jumping in and out of that pocket. If he does, then I think he's going to get caught. And, what's he going to do? Looking at the power, right? What is Canelo going to do to Kovalev when you're thinking about the power? Like I said, 2016, you got Amir Khan, Liam Smith, and Rocky Fielding. And it's like BS, BS, BS. And I mean, what I don't know. I guess if I had to give him credit for one of the 3 knockouts from Canelo, probably Smith. It was a body shot. So, but that's kind of telling. But again, Smith, he's not a light heavyweight. So, I don't know. And again, Kovalev, you guys tell me, when has he been hurt to the body other than Andre Ward? I mean, I just can't recall. And I don't remember if Elder Alverez hurt him or even Anthony Yard. I don't think so. But it seems like there was like a round 9 somewhere that I remember a round 9 where he barely made it through, came back to win. That could have been a body shot. So hopefully you made it this far. Because I know a lot of you guys, you'll listen to half my video and then comment, and then I'll correct myself in the end, and I'm like, yeah, dude, just go back and listen again. I already said that, so hopefully you made it through. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it right now. Like I said, I mean, I'm kind of using Gennady Golovkin to figure out how Canelo handles Kovalev, and I think that's a very intelligent way to look at it. I mean, it's a very logical, intelligent way. We do it all the time. I mean, these guys are creatures of habit. Especially Canelo. He fights. There's one way Canelo fights. Like, let me put it this way. That show, what's that show on TV, the Masked Singer? They put a mask on, they sing, you try to figure out who it is. What if we put a mask on, say, Manny Pacquiao? You know who was fighting, right? If you couldn't see his face, or you watch the video, it's blurred out, whatever. Or you have to put a mask on their whole body, because their bodies, tattoos and all that. But my point is, you could probably cover the identity of any fighter. Take Roy Jones, or Mike Tyson, or Canelo, or Kovalev, or Gennady Golovkin. These guys know how they fight. So that's how I look at it. When I'm looking at these fights, I know their styles, I know their habits, I know, their weaknesses, the mistakes they make, and I'm thinking about what Golovkin did right and what he did wrong, and what Kovalev does right and what he does wrong, things like that, and then I try to draw a conclusion from there. So that's partially how I do my predictions. It's just one formula or one piece of the equation, but that's in part that's how I do it. So, and the other part, common sense, boxing knowledge. You guys know I think I had like 42 or 44 amateur fights, I believe. Tons of sparring sessions. So, I've been, that's the thing. There's not a lot of reporters or YouTubers, what the hell ever, that have actually, had any kind of real boxing background. Nothing against them, but, so when I make my prediction, it's based on, I've been punched in the face. I've been knocked out. I've knocked people out. I've been there, done that. So I think that lends a little bit of credibility to my predictions. And not always, but I'd say I get probably 8 out of 10 right. And I feel like on this one, it's very hard to predict. I'm kind of probably going to stick with Canelo by decision. I think ultimately that's going to be my final prediction. But look, anything can change. I mean, we know Canelo's had trouble with the knee. I mean, I heard, and you guys, this isn't like inside information, but I've had inside people tell me that his knee has given him a lot of like major problems. So I think that might play a factor in the fight. I mean, all the stuff going on with Golden Boy and Canelo, the outside ring drama, that might play a part of it, But then again, we know Kovalev, that dude got some legal trouble. My goodness, that guy, man, every time he turns around, he's like in court. Remember, he went up and I think he just went to court for the lady that he apparently like punched her and then kicked her dog or something. Like, everybody forgot about that. And there was another accusation that came out recently. So, both guys have their fair share of outside the ring drama, but I think they're professional enough to put that aside on fight night and get down to business. So, so I think, these guys are going to handle it well on fight night. But still, I don't. But I guess the only thing I haven't figured out is the power. I just think Canelo's going to handle it. I think he'll be able to handle it because he could take Golovkin's power. Even Jacobs. I mean, Jacobs, sure, he's not a knockout artist, whatever, but he's a big, powerful dude, and Canelo handled that quite well. Even Chavez. I mean, Chavez is old and washed up, but he has some power, has some pop. Canelo handled that. So you can't deny Canelo has a good chin, but we just don't really know. I guess the only big giant question mark is, where is Kovalev? Where is he at this point in his career? Okay, but he was able to stop Anthony Yard. I mean, look, Anthony Yard's a big dude, and I even broke down even the previous opponents for you guys, like Shabransky and all that. He's like, what is he, like 6'3"? I think he had like a 5-inch reach advantage on Canelo. When you look at his, gun, or was it Alverez, Elder Alverez? He's a big dude. Look, the closest guy size-wise to Canelo was Jean Pascal. Okay, and look what happened to him. I mean, Kovalev destroyed that guy. So when you're looking at, if you're trying to find like the closest opponent that Kovalev's fought, it would probably be like a Jean Pascal, because I believe I want to say he was like 5'10" and a half, 72, 3, whatever inch reach, somewhere in that ballpark. I can't remember, or not 72, 74, something like that. But they were very similar in size, and Kovalev just you know what happened. I mean, that was a embarrassment, right? And all that trash. Remember all that trash that Jean Pascal was talking, calling him a racist and all that stuff. And, Kovalev was pissed. Now, also we have the TV deal. Okay, I've heard a bunch of rumors like if Kovalev loses, he gets a deal with DAZN. If Canelo loses, he's got to go to ESPN. There's all these rumors like floating around about who goes where and these backdoor shady deals. So I'll bring you I'll bring you guys more on that when I get some good information. I don't really like to spread rumors, but there is some kind of networking or network deal based on the outcome of the fight. Okay, so Google it, whatever. Maybe you guys can find it, or YouTube it. I'm sure. I heard another channel talking about it, but he didn't have all the details either. So we got that going on. That is probably going to play a factor in the fight. And also, I think Canelo, I think he's trying to kind of do what Gennady Golovkin did. I think he's trying to branch out on his own. And I also think he's trying to build up Ryan Garcia to be the next Canelo. Because here's the thing in boxing, you guys know, they're always looking for the next big star. Like Bob Arum, he had Pacquiao, but now he's got Loma. You know what I mean? So they're always looking for that next big star. And I think Canelo... and one thing, I know I'm all over the place today, but one thing a lot of people aren't talking about, I do believe, look, Canelo's got a lot of wear and tear, a lot of decent amateur background, whatever, but even his professional career, I mean, he's got, look at that resume. It's stacked, okay? So, and a lot of it is BS, yes, but when is he going to get, when is he going to start fading? Because right now, it's like Canelo is at his peak, like Bernard Hopkins talks about, even going into the Gennady Golovkin fight, he's at his peak now. Was that PEDs now? And where's VADA? That's another question. Like, where's VADA? We know Kovalev was actively testing during the Anthony Yard fight, but we also know Canelo wasn't. And anytime Canelo, look, when Canelo's quiet and Canelo's in Mexico, I get worried, okay? When he's over there in Mexico and Twitter is silent and everybody, I get a little worried, right? And Canelo said, oh, yeah, I'm going to test year-round. I promise my fans I'm going to enroll in the VADA year-round testing, the clean, what is it, CBP, clean boxing program. And he enrolled, but he's not testing. So what the hell is that all about? So I don't know, guys. I'm at the point where I'm babbling. What do you think? The question I asked below, who is a more dangerous opponent for Canelo right now? Is it Gennady Golovkin or Kovalev? I'd really like to hear what you think.